They were convinced the zombies would never get inside. With that reassurance, every resident gathered together and waited for rescue. But everything changed a few days later. From the rooftop, they spotted the first survivor they had seen in days. They shouted at the top of their lungs until the rider finally stopped his motorcycle. His face was completely hidden beneath the helmet and riding gear. To them, it looked like he was wearing the outfit to hide his scent from the zombies. The elderly residents, knowing nothing but kindness, decided to help him. Without a second thought, they shouted the entrance passcode down to the stranger waiting below. The biker slowly approached the entrance. One digit at a time, he entered the code exactly as they had given it. Click. The security door slowly slid open. He stepped inside. Then, his hand reached for his helmet. Slowly, he pulled it off. Beneath it wasn't a survivor. It was a face covered in ragged green flesh. The disguise was gone. It was the bald zombie, the very monster who thrived on spreading chaos. Without hesitation, he reached into his jacket and pulled out a transparent glass vial filled with a strange crimson liquid. Then he hurled it deep into the apartment. The vial spun through the air. Crash! It shattered against the staircase. Glass fragments scattered in every direction. The crimson liquid splashed across the steps. And the nightmare had only just begun. With his job done, the bald zombie casually walked away. Behind him, the horde had already caught the scent of the strange liquid. Like predators closing in on fresh prey, they swarmed the apartment without hesitation. Within moments, the entire building was overrun. The residents never stood a chance. They had no guns, no weapons, no way to fight back. They were nothing more than sitting ducks. Before the others could react, the pink-haired woman had already leaped across to the next building. As the only young and agile survivor, she stretched out her hand toward the elderly residents. "Come on," she shouted. "Jump, I'll catch you." But none of them could, especially the elderly man with the large belly. The gap was simply too wide. Bang! The rooftop door burst open. Then, a lone zombie burst onto the rooftop. With a savage roar, it charged straight at the first elderly man. But the old man was already on guard. Raw! With a desperate roar, he swung his hammer. Smack! The strike missed its head. One mistake. That was all the zombie needed. Without the slightest hesitation, it lunged straight for his neck. The others froze in horror. Panic took over. One of the elderly men turned and ran for his life. But where was he going? Grah! A zombie burst out from around the corner, cutting off his escape. With the elderly man being mauled, the big-bellied man looked at the pink-haired woman, then silently gestured for her to leave. She froze. Grah! A zombie burst out from behind and sank its teeth into the old man's neck. But he refused to go down without a fight.